Hold on one second.
Beard culture. I cut my way out podcast. Tune us in. We on the grind like. I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. Yeah, I put the clippers in my hand. I got a whole different plan. I gotta see how this play out. Hoping that it pay out. Trying to cut my way out. I used to dream as a kid on the porch of the crib and make it big and one day endorse where I live.
We're back. I cut my way out podcast. I'm a little disjointed, man. We were trying to do it a certain way and it didn't work. So as a tech guy, I'm a little got to shake it off.
It's all right. It's all right, man. We back at it, man. Another episode. So we all good, man. So how's everything been with you, bro?
Man, I'm doing pretty good myself. Yeah, just staying COVID free, just really just maintaining.
Absolutely. Holidays and whatnot. Man, we just had a grandbaby, baby boy, the third, called him Trey. So man, we super excited. So yeah, man, a great early Christmas gift, man.
Nice, I bet. Yeah. So congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Yep. So parents doing the parents doing well. First time parents. Good.
Doing extremely well. Yeah, it was kind of touch and go. There was some issues, but God worked everything out and made it good at home, and so we're all good.
That's what's up, man. Well, congratulations again. I Cut My Way Out podcast, rolling on along. Great episodes, great guests. And we have another guest today. Just want to thank this brother for taking the time out of his, I don't even want to say off days, but just some downtime.
Right. Super busy schedule.
Yeah, so most certainly just want to thank him and get him on and chop it up, build and you know, so take it away.
Let's go. So for all the listeners and viewers, today we have an extremely special guest. Not only am I a barber, but I am a fan of barbering, and so I always had my top 5 kind of like hip hop artists and whatnot, and so this gentleman ranks number 1 on my top 5. I've been following him, and just an amazing barber. You have a lot of barbers that have certain specialties. They're maybe nice on the fade side, and maybe not so good on designs, or lining maybe their area of expertise. But this gentleman is just, in my opinion, the most balanced barber that I've seen. Just extraordinary skill set, and not only a barber, but he's getting bread from beyond the chair. He has products. He's doing a lot of big things, man. So we are extremely excited and honored to have this gentleman on. Without further ado, we'd like to bring to you Smash the Legend.
What's going on, Smash?
How y'all fellas doing?
All right.
How you doing?
All right, man. We are extremely honored and privileged to have you on, man. I know you got a lot of things going on, man. This holiday season, man. So we just appreciate you taking the time out, just to chop it up with us, man. Greatly appreciate it.
For sure, man. I like what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man. So how's everything been going with you?
Great, man. Family good, business good, life is good. Can't complain.
Man, you can't ask for no more than that, right?
No, indeed.
Yes, sir. Can't ask for no more than that. Yeah, so man, we're gonna jump right off into it, man. So for me, I've always had these. I'm big on biography. I like to know about people, kind of their journey, um, you know, they have had going into the point to, where they are at present. So for me, just kind of watching you and watching the continued growth, watching the great ideas and just the grind, man, has been extremely inspirational and motivational to me. And so I'm sure other barbers and just everyday people feel the same way. So man, we just gonna get into it, man. Chop it up and um,
For sure.
let the people find out more about Smash, man. So as we get started, man, can you tell us where you're from and how the art of barbering was introduced into your life?
I'm originally from a town called Bogalusa, Louisiana.
Okay.
It's about 9 to 10,000 people there.
Mm.
It's real small. It's one of those spots where when you get a Walmart, you excited.
Right.
So but it's a place with a lot of history, and it's what made me.
Okay.
But I relocated um, to Georgia, then from Georgia to Baton Rouge, just growing up with my mom.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, but just along the whole journey with us moving and her taking care of us,
Okay.
my mom always has done hair.
Oh,
So
okay.
she would do it for like Smart Styles or Supercuts or one of those places. But I remember being a little kid, maybe 4 or 5, and my mom had me at the Moeller Beauty College with her. They would let me sit in the break room, like the little lunch room, while she was in class.
Okay.
But I remember far back as that, man, just seeing the craft.
Wow. Wow. So you pretty much fell into it. What was your mom's specialty? Was there anything in particular, roller sets, that type of thing back in the day?
Oh, man, honestly, I don't know. But the one thing that I can say that helped me learn how to even be able to cut my own hair,
Mm-hmm.
um, in the house we stayed in, it was my grandma's house, and the only mirror that you had was the medicine cabinet mirror. And when my mom would do these things called pineapple waves, she would do it in her hair and kind of let it curl down her back. But I would have to hold the mirror for her um, on the back side so she could see the front side when she does her hair. So yeah, my shoulders would be tired from holding the mirror, but I was understanding over time how she would be able to do her hair from behind her head.
Okay. 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 And just morphed into that. So, um, at what point? How old were you when you actually picked up the clips?
I thought about 13 or 14. My mom said 12.
Okay.
I don't know. I just remember. I remember what really made me want to even pick them up. I'm an artist just by nature. Just that's something that I've always loved to do. I always loved to draw. Well, I remember asking my mom when she would cut our hair because she put a Nike check in my head.
Mm.
Dog, my mom took some. She was like, I could do it. So she took some whiteout. You remember the old school whiteout?
Yeah.
And she made like some dipping dots in my head, just like connecting the dots
Mm.
for it to harden. Then she would blow dry it, and it was in the shape of a Nike symbol. And she would once the blow dryer dried it, she would go behind it with the trimmers and carve out the Nike shape in my head.
Mm. Mm. Pretty,
So
pretty
being
cool.
an artist at heart, from me seeing her, it just made everything like connecting the dots. It was just art.
Right. Mm. That's interesting. That was pretty creative. So
Yeah.
so so with that being with your you know art skill, right? And it's interesting, man. My dad is actually an artist, and I don't know if just the whole drawing side like skipped me, but like he's graphic designer and an artist, um, by trade, right? And so my son, who's a barber, he can draw, but it kind of missed me. I don't know if I just didn't tap into it. But but with you having that skill, like just watching your cuts, just seeing your cuts, man, you're an extremely skilled barber with an extraordinary skill set. In my opinion. So with that craft already in you with the drawing, did it come natural, or was it hard work transitioning, from the pencil and the pen to the clippers?
Nah, because I felt like anything that I did with drawing, I just had to make my hand become one with the tool.
Mm.
So it didn't matter how it approached. Like when I would go in the barbershop, well, my mom didn't cut me. When we go in the barbershop and you see the old school barbershop posters, it was always different like styles on it. And in my head, I could do it. I just didn't know the steps. So kind of like the kid off a drum line. Like I didn't know the notes, but I knew how to create it. I didn't really understand a lot of the other stuff until I went to school.
Okay.
But for the most part, it was drawing for me, but it was like 3D drawing. I had to find a way to carve out this shape in this person's head.
Okay.
And it can't be too hard. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I just got to be able to understand the angles, the pattern, the shape, and I could just make it mold to the shape of this person's head. That's just in my head. That's what I'm thinking I could do.
So you had that vision,
Right.
early. Okay. So at what point did you go to barber school? How old were you when you attended barber school?
I was 22.
Okay.
I had just made 22.
Okay. Okay. Now coming out of high school, did you try the college route or anything, or you pretty much knew that you were destined to be a barber?
Well, being a barber actually helped me provide. I was a dad in high school.
Okay. Okay.
So I moved out my mom's house when I was it was the end of my sophomore year in high school.
Okay.
We kind of just split ways, and barbering on the side and working at Taco Bell. That was how I thought I was going to end up making my living. I said I was going to work at the shop this amount of days and cut this amount of days. But once I saw that I could make like my 2 weeks check at Taco Bell, working 1 week in the barbershop, even after booth, I'm like, okay, damn, I'll be able to take care of my daughter like this. So if I get this many people, I can make this much money. So I just need to cut this many more people to let other people see that I cut those people and make more people come. And if I keep doing this, then I can give my daughter the best life possible. And along the way, one of the dopest things about it, I ended up meeting my wife in the shop.
Wow.
And my wife ended up marrying me in a barber school.
Wow. That's dope. That's dope.
Because the whole year I was supposed to be an apprenticeship, but I was kind of like bootlegging in the shop. You know how they go.
Yeah.
Somebody lets you work in there. You figure you start until you start school or whatever. So I went to the shop. About 3 months in, I met my soon-to-be wife in the barbershop, and I knew she was gonna be my wife because when I saw her, I knew she was gonna be for me. So what I did was she brought her son. I cut his hair just high enough to where she had to come back soon so I could see her again.
That's what's up.
So she brought him back, and man, it was just it's been an amazing journey, man.
Wow. So how long have you guys been married now?
December 28th makes 13 years.
Man, that's what's up. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yep. I worked in that shop. I met her trying to promote for Easter haircuts.
Okay.
And by that December, one of the judges was getting his haircut at the barber school I was attending.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the day after I started the barber school, and maybe the second day after I started. And the judge had been talking to the guy who owns the school, Mr. Cozy, and he told him, Mr. Cozy told the judge, this young man here, he's this, that, and the other, and he's trying to go forward, and he's looking to get married. And the judge was like, why hadn't you got married yet? I said, well, we don't have the money. Like, well, why hadn't you got married? I'm like, man, you see what I said? Like, we've been looking at places, we went and got the marriage license, but we just hadn't did it yet. He said, well, all right. I'm getting ready to take my lady to the movies. If you could be back here with your marriage license and $50, I'll marry y'all up here.
Wow.
Yep, we got married 13 years ago, and we promised ourselves that after 5 years we were going to have up enough bread to be able to pay for a wedding. But we just started taking trips once we got the money each time.
That's what's up. Wow. Got married in the shop.
Yep.
That's good. That's tight.
Yeah.
So you start cutting. You were in the shop, right? So the name Smash, like that's a dope name. When I seen it, it was real catchy. You know, what I mean, you put the legend on it. Um, how did that? You know, you started and you know early on. And where did that come in? You know, how did you come up with the name? And can you also tell our listeners what it means?
So I was cutting in the shop, and I ended up meeting two different people who did two dope things for me. One of the people, his name was Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
and Joseph is a contractor. And Joseph was like, just through conversation, um, I was 21 at that time. He was like, man, no, I was 23 or 24 at that time, 23. And Joseph said, man, you should have your own shop, bro. You got something going on so dope. I just see it. I don't know what it is. I just feel it when I talk to you. And I was like, I want one, but I'm just building, trying to get to that point. He was like, man, what do you need to get it started?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I need this, that, and the other. He was like, well, how about this? How about I just help build a shop and you just pay me when you get, like, you'll pay me on a payment plan.
Wow.
So he started building a shop and allowed me to pay him every other week. It was like $600 for about a year and a half. But man, just to be done bless me with that. He didn't, because at that time I didn't understand credit and all that stuff, so I wasn't able to get a loan. But for somebody to believe in me enough to help that way was one thing. Then I started to discuss it with this other guy
Mm-hmm.
who is his name is Raheem. Raheem is an attorney. We were just discussing, man, when I get this shop, I got the name for it. It's gonna be like Richard's Chop Shop or Richard's Grooming Place or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I don't know, man. You got to do something. You got to do something out this world. Like listening to you talk bigger than what that moment is right then. You ready for it. Like you got to come with something. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's got to be somewhere. It's got to smash everything around me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I know what you mean. It's got to be something like smashing the city, just making them. And I was like, in the middle of him talking, I said, dog, that's it. And he was like, what? I said, that's it. Smashing the city.
Mm-hmm.
Smashing the city was going to be my way to allow people to know who I was in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
I didn't want to just be a person who cut one type of head. I wanted to be somebody who cut every type of head. But the only way I could do that was to find more people to cut, to let them know I'm smashing everything out here.
Right.
And in the midst of the people in the shop started giving me a name. It was like, well, you the captain of the ship, man. You make sure everything float. And that's when it became Captain Smash.
Mm-hmm.
So all these different people, it's like when I know my story could be kind of all over the place because it's just history, just and everything moves so fast. But I said all that to say, man, just your energy. Your energy controls so much, man. My just having a positive energy and an energy knowing that you want to go in a certain place, it led me to certain people who were able to help me along my journey. So the whole time, like all this stuff talking about how Smash got to be Smash,
Mm-hmm.
Smash got to be Smash because of other people, other great people around him.
Wow.
My wife is one of those great people. Like to really just say, I can't take the credit for it
Right.
because there was so many other people that came into my life from me wanting to go somewhere, me wanting to push out dope energy. That energy came, it reciprocated itself, and it presented opportunities
That's what's up.
for me, and I was gonna capitalize on those opportunities because you only get that you get a small window to do what you're gonna do.
Man.
If you hesitate on it, it's not gonna happen.
Right. Man, that's a blessing.
So you went from Captain Smash. So that was the original nickname, Captain Smash.
Yep, I was the captain of the ship, and I was smashing the city. So anytime you feel like you constantly build this kind of, I used to love Dragon Ball Z, and you power up as you get more energy, right? And I felt like everything that I was doing was just making more and more energy pop off.
Mm.
But like success makes the soul hungrier.
Mm.
That's what Smash stands for. Every time I get a win, it makes me want another win and another and another. You just become addicted and hungry to winning.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tight.
that's
I mean, just as a co-host and not a barber, but just listening to these these stories of how barbers just come up with their names. It's just great to hear the meaning behind it, and it's just that's why we do this, because I can take this motive. Like, I'm not a barber smash, but I can use your story as inspiration for my life and what I'm trying to do. So, thank you for just sharing that. That's great.
Man, I tell you, one of the things, and I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all having me on here. Man, my wife, she did something that really sparked the fire under me in a different kind of way, bro. The Saints were getting ready to win the Super Bowl, so the news channel they wanted people to send in pictures of like they crazy fan gear, show how you really represent for the team, like so they could post the pictures on their site. Well, I did a Saints haircut. I did a haircut with a Saints design in it, and I get a phone call from the news anchor, and he was like, "Man, we wanna post a picture on our page. Do you mind?" And I was like, "Nah, that's cool." But when they first called, I thought it was a prank. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know my wife sent in my pictures to the news station. So at first I was like, "Man, who the hell is this playing on my phone? So I'm posting pictures." It wasn't really a social media thing going on at the time. MySpace was still big, so it wasn't like I didn't think that the news was gonna be reaching out to me. But I said all that to say, man, just having a special person in my life, bro. My wife really been like my whole support, just like my strength. Because whenever I would have weakness or I would have my low going area, she was always there to build me back up. So again, I can't take credit for none of this because she set me up with the news channel. The news people called back and said, "Man, we got so many hits on our site from seeing the website. We want seeing a haircut. We want to come do a story." I'm like, "Damn, oh, cool. When you want to do it, like I can have somebody up here Sunday if you want to do something." Like, no, it needs to be tomorrow. Can you have somebody at 6 in the morning? I'm like, damn. Who am I find that's gonna get a Superdome in their head or a Saints helmet in their head by 6 in the morning? That ain't just some people ask for.
And see, Smash, that's
But
to me, that's funny because I'm a tech guy and I have a communication degree, and I'm always the type that will people that aren't in that media space, to me, don't understand the media space. So you telling that story about um, being available at 6 in the morning, it's like it makes sense to me because you have to do the cut, they have to take the footage, they have to, you probably was there for an hour, if not longer, and then they put it in, they have to condense it down to maybe a minute and a half for the news segment. They probably talked to you for 15, 20 minutes, and then they probably just made like 2 or 3 sentences,
yep.
So it's just like I understand the time that went into it and was gonna go into it. But again, I think that's a testament to, where you was going at that time and just you understanding now that,
And it made me grow up.
you have to
It
be
made me
accessible.
understand deadlines.
There you go.
Bro, it made me understand deadlines. When these people call you and this is your moment, this is the time that you get. Like we were saying, you only get a certain so and so amount of time for what? Your fame? Is it 10 seconds of fame or something? Man, when them people called and said that, it might have been 5 in the evening. I had to find somebody for 6 in the morning. Well, I had to be ready for 6 in the morning, ready to go.
Yeah.
Look at the red dot on the camera. Which camera? It's like 3 of them. I had to find somebody that have to be prepped to be ready to do this. Yeah, they did it, man. And then look, after they did that, they called back and said, "You know what? We want to take it even bigger. Can you come down to the station?" So I had to go to the station at 4 that morning. Me, my wife, and I had to cut one of the news reporters, David Spunt, for Channel 9 News. But I had to learn business real quick. I had to learn that you can't be somebody. You have to be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, doing whatever you're supposed to be doing at the time you're supposed to be doing it. You don't have time to play, and it made the rest of my life. You have to have something to look forward to. Just sparking that flame and already having something inside of you, man. We just made a dynamic duo. It's just my name up there, but it's all of us. Even when you see the product, it ain't even just me. Y'all don't know if y'all saw before. It was me and my kids in there, and my wife. We was pumping it.
And you know what? I got a question for that too. Yeah, me and my wife was looking at it, and you know, because I'm always, you know, I'm doing some branding, some apparel, and I'm like, man, look, it takes a team to build an empire. You can't do this by yourself. And you know,
You came, bro.
you know, and listening to your story, man, it's one of those things that God has blessed you not only with an amazing skill set with your craft, but also with a team, man. People who have your back and support you, Hungry, like you said, building a barbershop for you and allowing you, you know, when you weren't in the position to just, you know, get it built for yourself, man. Those are some um, amazing people that you have in your life. And it says also to me a lot about you as a person. You know what I mean? Because everybody ain't willing to bend over backwards for people.
Man.
That's
But
what's up.
along the way, by people helping me, by me understanding how those energies have helped develop my life, all these positive energies, these life forms that God put into my life, me understanding what that energy has done for me, that's why I try to push it back out there into the world.
Man, and you
Like
push it. You push
you
it,
have
bro.
to, you have to.
You know,
Like,
I hit you one day. I'm like, man, like, have you ever thought about being a motivational speaker? Like, man, some of the stuff you post, man, sometimes you ever been to church? Y'all ever been to church and the preacher preaching and you feel like that sermon is just for you? You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
It's sometimes, man, I'm looking at some of your motivational posts and I'm looking like, man, that I felt like that was for me this morning. I needed it. Um, you know, because for me, I've been cutting, you know, for 20 years, but it's just something I went full fledged in about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. You know, I've been cutting part time, but like you said, for me, went back to school, got my degree. I was coaching basketball. I was working in the school system, working with kids, and just didn't feel that was my purpose. You know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
wife kept telling me, "Baby, just jump. God got you." You know, and when I finally decided to just jump out there, man, so many doors, you know, have started to open, and just finding your purpose, man, creates a happiness that's unexplainable, man. You know what I mean? Waking up every morning, you know, with a smile on my face, loving what I'm doing, you know, that's priceless. You can't put a dollar on that, man.
You can't, man.
That's man, the story, that's amazing.
So, so Smash, just to I guess move forward from uh the I don't want to call it a break because you was already grinding and really working hard, but just the whole the break from the Super Bowl and getting recognized on the news for your work. Um, did that take you to a next stratosphere per se, or was it still just a steady climb as far as your name?
It
And
was still a steady climb. Um, I think my final piece of the thing that cleared me up and let me know it was time to leave there. Well, I knew I had outgrown my situation, I guess you'd say, was after I cut Michael B. Jordan for the Fantastic Four film um,
Wow. Wow.
in Baton Rouge.
I'm not a movie. Was that shot in Baton Rouge or Louisiana? Or
It was shot in Baton Rouge, and I got a call. Tell you, it's a crazy story. I went to a beauty supply store. At the time, I had a DVD player in my truck. I went to the hair store. I went and picked up two movies. It was like White Chicks and it might have been like White Chicks and Fruitville Station. So I'm watching the bootleg of Fruitville Station in my truck, and I get a phone call from Fox. I'm like, how the fuck they know? I mean, excuse me. I didn't know
You all
that
could.
I'm watching a bootleg movie. So I picked the phone and I hung it back up. I was nervous. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna get me for piracy. They called back and they were I ended up answering and it wasn't the company itself. It was the movie company, not their people, not the piracy people, right? They're like, hey, we have a special client that we want. We got a lot of good word about you throughout the city. We'd like you to come down. They never told me who it was, so I got there, and when I got there, I realized it was Michael B.
Wow.
I stayed on set with him for about 5 months. He had to get his hair cut every other day to match the scene, and we ended up building a relationship down there in the midst of that. And I ended up telling him what happened about the movie, like how everything ended up happening. But he laughed about it, and we cool to this day, man. It's just I didn't go with him. I wasn't ready for that yet. I didn't know how to travel. I didn't know how to separate myself from my shop. I didn't know how to leave, so I didn't go. And I think that was for the good, because every moment that you see, you don't have to take. You just go when the opportunity is right for you. It can't be for nobody else. It has to be for you. So I felt like cutting him, building that relationship with him. Yeah, I could have left and went, did Creed and kept going forward, but that wasn't for me. What was for me is what's going on right now. It prepared me for a bigger moment.
That's what's up.
It prepared me for the next opportunity, the next great opportunity in my life. And I didn't have to become a guy who travels and follows one guy. It allowed me to travel and explore and explode and become who I was supposed to be.
That's what's up.
Yeah, because you don't, most I'm not, okay, I can't speak for, I'm not in that space, but just, it does appear that when a barber gets that opportunity, then they put celebrity barber in the bio and just kind of parlays off that. And when I follow you on your social medias, you really just are about the grind, the industry, the culture, and it's not about it really is about the haircut. It really is about what you're building, and that's one thing
I
that
don't put
stood out to
celebrity
me.
barber on there because I don't what other people do like to I don't that's not really I don't put that on there because I don't I'm the people's barber. Like I'm the barber's
Right.
barber.
Yeah.
I don't want to just apply myself to one tag of people. Like if let's say celebrity barber, then I have to say civilian barber. Like I don't want to put that tag on myself like that.
Right. And that's extremely humble, man. Because you go through it's you shine everyday people more than you do the celebrities that you cut.
All day long. Everybody leave up feeling like a celebrity. The celebrities come to me because of how the other people feel. Absolutely. They see the regular people happy, they're like, oh yeah, I gotta go see him.
You're right. So I gotta get that.
I gotta get that.
So you cut Michael B. Jordan's hair. You were in Baton Rouge, right? So I noticed you have two shops in two different states. One in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. One in Houston, Texas, right? So how long have you had two barbershops?
I opened the barbershop in Baton Rouge in 2010. It just made 10 years it's been open. I was 24 when that one opened.
Okay.
And the one that I have in Houston, I'm in a suite now. The shop that I'm opening is opening next month.
Okay.
And it's gonna wreck some stuff. It's gonna be so much energy coming out the shop. Oh my God. Just watch. It's gonna be so much energy, bro.
I am going to definitely make my way. I gotta get in the chat.
I'm gonna tell you what sparked that move to Houston. If you want to know that, I'll tell you that.
Please do.
So I went to LA and I went to I don't know what it was about it. Just everything about everything there just brought people to want to take pictures and look. It was like everything was tourist attraction.
Okay.
So I had in my head, man, I don't want to just be a barbershop. just a barbershop. I want to be a tourist attraction. I want to be something. I don't want to just commit to just this person, that person every week till I can't cut no more. So I'm not. My hands are shaking, my eyes are bad. I don't want to just do that. I don't want to just be solely for one person, except for my wife.
Right.
I don't want to be solely for one person. Like I want to be able to cut as many people as I possibly can. Like that's. I feel like I was supposed to speak over the heads of thousands of people. And that's what I'm trying to make happen. So I don't. That's why I don't just lock in my books to where people can't ever book. I'm never gonna say I'm not taking new people.
Okay.
I want to be like a Cracker Barrel of barbershops or Hooters of barbershops. Just chains that make people when they come, they want to buy your magnets, they want to buy your keychains, they want anything that has to do with a positive brand, and that's what I'm trying to create. So I don't care about being the dopest barber in the city. That's why even when they do the barber verses, man, I don't care about who's better than me. It's not about that for me. I make people feel great, man. I don't care who better than me.
And what I feel like, just following you, like, you know, not only, I mean, because I think you could do that and walk away with that crowd. Just my personal opinion, right? And I'm saying that as a barber.
Well, I tell you that when on that, I'd rather teach your ass than beat your ass.
True story. That's what's up. That's what's up. And but I feel like you created your own lane, man. You know, to me it's just amazing to watch. Like I said, it just provides inspiration. It makes me go. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing, man. Just the way you look at it, you know. And you're gonna get, just with that positive attitude, you're gonna keep growing. Guys are gonna keep having those gifts in store for you, man. That's what's up. So tell me this, with that humble just spirit, right? And not putting yourself out there as a celebrity barber, you know, because interestingly, and I've said this a couple times on my show, I don't throw any shots at anybody in particular, but man, you have some barbers that really gain an enormous following, man, and you know, it's like they become real bougie, like, you know what I'm saying? They can't be touched almost. You know what I mean? Um,
All it takes is for them to be humble.
you know what I'm saying? So how did you know, just laying back, you know, like I said, humble, not really shooting the whole celebrity thing. How did you become so enormous in terms of your following and just so? And I guess the question why I
Because you have to
started.
build your base.
Mm-hmm.
Most people they want to go wide.
Okay.
They go wide too damn fast. They try to do everything like too fast to show you they can do it too fast. You gotta go deep.
Okay.
You go deep, then you go wide.
Mm.
That way your foundation is solid and it ain't gonna move. You're gonna go through shit all the time. You're gonna go I'm sorry. You're
No,
gonna
you
go
can
through things
cuss.
all the
You all
time.
good, bro. You all good.
You're gonna go through things all the time, but it's not about the things you go through.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the things that you go through. That's gonna happen. That's life. It's how you respond to it. That's gonna give you your result. So we're gonna go through so much stuff, bro. You can't let the things that are around you break you. It's just every day you have to just think about going forward. Just keep pushing forward. You just don't even know what's next. Just keep going forward. I want you to be able to throw any type of thing at me. That's gonna make me a better businessman. I always wanted to be a dope barber. I became a dope barber. Now I want to be a dope businessman.
Well, speaking of that, Smash, we've spoken about you having two shops. You've really just talking about how you've broadened your horizons, just having two shops and just having that goal of being a great businessman. Um, how are you able to really just keep the same, keep a passion to really barber when when you when you when there is a responsibility to run, two shops in two different locations? um, I guess, how do you have the time, and just how do you how do you feel like you're able to do that and still be
Because it
successful?
can't just be a job to you. It has to be your life. If it's your life, like most people believe in what they believe in. Like, my religion is this. This is a religion to me. and I believe in it wholeheartedly, and I dedicated my life to it. And I want, when I leave this world, I want to say that I was able to do this until the day that I left this world. So it don't matter how busy I get with everything else, I still have to find time to make room for my gift. Like your gift makes room for everything else in your life. So if you start making money in a different area, just say the products go do this, that, or the other. Yeah, that's cool. But if you separate yourself from the thing that even brought you into that, then you die at your core.
Mm. Mm.
And so
That's a mouthful.
how do you how do you maintain that when the elements of the world is just coming at you every day, and those successes and those just the elements, just good or bad, just happen? How do you just maintain that though? I mean, just
Practicing, practicing, well, thanking God for each day and practicing self control. Because once you have self control, you control self. You're able to make this mug do whatever the fuck you want it to do.
Right. That's what's up.
yeah.
So got a question for you. So with the line, the product lines that you've created, right? They seem to really be taking off. I see you doing your thing. You got the family behind you. What led first and foremost to the creation of the products? Was it something like you felt was needed, or you just wanted another stream of income, or was it both? What led you to creating those products?
I wanted something for myself. I always felt like you can have a guy who's talented, right? You got a guy who's talented and he cuts hair, and then next door there's a beauty supply store, and they sell products, right? Well, you both will be cutting, and you can brag about your riches to each other. Like his may seem like a slower climb, yours might seem fast because you got this talent that you have, and you make a lot of money doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, eventually your hands gonna go bad, your eyes gonna go bad, your feet gonna go bad, and if you didn't do what you're supposed to do with your money, you're not gonna be able to survive after you go down with your hands, your eyes, and your knees or whatever else. So you're gonna have to go next door to the guy who owns the beauty supply store, who was making $60 in 3 minutes when you were making $60 in an hour. You're gonna have to go to him, who you've been sending all your clients to buy products, to allow him to make his $60 in about 5 to 10 minutes. And you're gonna have to ask him for a job. And if he hires you, you gotta hope that it's enough to pay for your benefit package.
Mm. 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 So you were thinking beyond the chair, and that's the beautiful thing about the evolution of the game, and just watching so many people, um, just going in that direction. Because, like you said, a lot of people don't understand, man. Barbering is a lot of work, man. It's a grind on your body. You know what I mean?
Man,
A lot of people don't understand. You know.
and see when this I was doing it, I had been selling my product, and I was selling a shave gel and a razor for a minute, and I was like, damn man, I'm gonna have to switch it up because I'm only making barber money, like professional money. I want to be able to make everybody's money. So just being in it and staying consistent with it, you just learn more and more things of what you do and don't need to do, and you just constantly challenge yourself to be better. So I created the shampoos and stuff. So, and it was right on time because I created the shampoo and the pomade and all the home supply stuff right before the pandemic hit. So if I'd only been selling to barbers, I wouldn't have made any money because all of us were shut down for like at least 2 or 3 months. So I was able to sell products to people who were still considered at the time, quote unquote, essential workers, because they were still able to make money. So that kept my head above water on my end.
Man, and I just was watching, and another idea that I thought was just genius. I'm like, I watched you launch. I remember the post when you trademarking, everything came through. You talked about the ordeal. You had to fight with them for that for like a year and a half. The trademark came through, and then you launched the branding and the career coaching. The mentoring. I'm like, damn, like that's genius. Like that's another. You got the following. That's another revenue stream. What came behind that? Like how did how did you come up with that?
Well, I think more so for that,
Mm-hmm.
I could tell people stuff all day long, and you can answer questions all day long on Instagram or whatever social media platform people talk to you on.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk to people all day for free, and only maybe 2 or 3% of those people are going to take heed to what you said.
Right.
But if I put it out there that I know these things, and I give you enough to say, you know what, he do know these talking about. Let me get a class. Now you're gonna buy it, and though out of the people who buy it, probably 98% of those people follow through because you ain't finna just waste money. Like I don't want you to waste my time, and you ain't finna waste your money. So I'm gonna give you everything that I can within the time that you purchase from me. And I was also told a long time ago, you need at least 5 streams of income to maintain being a millionaire. And I don't want to just be just a millionaire. I just want to be able to create uh, a streamline of wealth that can trickle down to my family. And when I'm no longer here, the legacy of it will be able to keep pushing it through.
Mm. And you know what? It's funny you say that because that was the very next question that I was piggybacking on to. So you talked earlier about your family. So again, I've seen you on IG. You know, you guys packing stuff up. You got the kids working. Everybody is doing their part, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
with the entrepreneurial ventures. Also, your son is a licensed barber, right? You
Mm-hmm.
watched him, you know, see him on IG. He's doing his thing. So was that early on a plan? Was that part of the plan? Like, look, I'm trying to set everything up, you know, for the family to be involved, to create this legacy and leave something behind when I'm no longer here.
Nah, I thought it would have been dope, but I didn't really even. I never wanted to push it on them. If they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to play something, if they want to do something,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna push nothing on you. But once you commit to saying you want to do something, now I'm on your head.
Right.
So Polo never told me that he really wanted to do it. He said he wanted to tattoo or be an engineer when he was younger,
Okay.
and he ended up playing college ball for a short time, and he left. When he got out, um, he started playing with the Clippers. It shocked me. I didn't even say nothing to him. I didn't want to come off like, dang. As soon as he see me get the Clippers, he come over trying to. I didn't want to do. I give you your space. I'm gonna let people learn at their pace. So if he wanted to come in, when he asked me a question, I know he ready.
Mhm. Right.
So I just waited for him to start asking me. And as he started asking me, I just pour into him. I'm not gonna withhold it, but I'm not gonna force it on you either.
Absolutely. That's what's up. And he looks like he's doing his thing and taking off and going in the right direction.
I got,
Man, he was 8 years old when I met him. When I met him and my wife, it was. It's been a long journey. I was a 21-year-old boy, really, and now I have a 23-year-old son. So, but it's cool because he helped grow me too. He's been there. Just my whole family. We just each one teach one, and we've just been teaching each other along the way, and we still learning day to day
Absolutely.
from each other.
And it's interesting because I have a 23-year-old son. The one, matter of fact, the one that just had a son, right? He's also a
Hmm.
barber. He's 23, and he's also a barber, man. And he's um, extremely gifted, man. You know, and just trying to get him to understand. And actually, it kind of was the thought behind, you know, the whole podcast, the idea of just trying to inspire those that can't see, because I'm listening to you and all the things that have come your way, you know, through God, you know, has also been through your ability to use those clippers, you know what I mean? It's just amazing, and he has a gift, and just trying to get him to understand, man, that this gift can take you to places that you never thought it could.
Yep.
You know?
And you can't think that it can't be done. It's probably just waiting on you to do it.
Right.
Like that's how God set His whole world up. You can't think that because it hasn't happened, it ain't gonna happen.
Right.
No, you got to be the change. You got to be the one who makes the difference. I used to want to cut and go and be a part of those big companies that were doing this and the other, the Andersons, the Walls, the whoever's. I wanted to be a part. I wanted to be a part of those. So I tried to put out a lot of things, you know, because when the social media first came around, they started showing faces like Kenny Duncan, right?
Right.
I saw this man was working with Anderson, and I'm like, man, this is dope to see a black man up here doing this. Like, so you grinding your behind out because somebody that showed you something that you never seen before.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then my guy with the wall clippers, G Wiz.
Yeah.
Like you see black people on stuff like this, you're like, damn, like that's so dope. I want to be a part of something like that. So you working hard, putting out your best stuff to not only be seen by clients and or future clients, you want to be seen by these big companies to see if they're gonna offer you something. And when you get reached out to by a lot of these companies, if they do reach out, it's not what you know your worth is because of what you've been grinding doing. So you say, you know what? Why would I even try to be me versus this barber in the competition? Shit, I'm different. Like, why not me versus Anders, me versus Wall, me versus if you wanted to put me in there, don't put me in there on something small. Do it on the highest level of high. Let me go against other brands. I don't want to just go up against just a person. I want to go up against a brand. I want to go up against something big and see how far I can push myself. Not because I don't want to see them succeed. I just want to see. I want to. Whoever made those companies, somebody was an entrepreneur that started it. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I need to see what I need to do to push myself to even get in that range. And if I don't, while I'm aiming for the stars, at least I hit the moon.
Man, true story.
Yeah.
Man, you be dropping jewels, man. You dropping some serious jewels, man. And so if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Are you like 35, 36?
35. I made 35 in September.
You know, and that's the beautiful thing about me. My birthday, September what?
September 14th.
Okay, mine's September 29th. My buddy's September 1st.
Yeah, we all September. So smash a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
My little brother September 7th.
Okay. And I got two kids, September 21st, 22nd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, real talk. But man, you just you know, it doesn't matter the age. You know, you can always learn something from other people. Like you know, and I just appreciate what you put out, man. Because you know, whether you know it or not, man, you're inspiring people all over the world. That's real talk, and I know that for certain because I know, you know, how it touches me. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy, bro? I feel like, and I'm not saying nothing on myself or nothing gonna happen, but I realize a lot of kings, our kings, they young when they leave here. You know, you got a purpose on earth, and you're here to do a certain thing, and you have to reach a certain amount of people. You know, you push and you reach because God using you. So that usually happens once God creates a person and that person finds out the greatness or the God in them, and when they start to express what they are, just as an energy, how it affects other people, those people tend to leave us too early. So I know that I'm God given. I know I'm God sent. You know what I'm saying? You have to know that. So if I know that, I know I have a duty to do because I don't know my time leaving here, being here. So I have to push out as much as I can for my children to see so that once I'm no longer here, they can still make it and they can do damn good with it. It's about what I can make sure that they can do when I'm not here. If I didn't show you shit while I was here, then I failed as a father.
You don't do your job. True story.
Yeah.
True story. I totally feel you, man. I have 6 kids. 6 kids, man. So and 4 grandkids, man. Just had the one, like I said. Now my oldest daughter, she's gonna have another one, so this will be her second one. So man, family is everything, man.
Everything, bro.
You know,
You never hear an ill man on his deathbed say, "I wish I would have worked longer." He gonna say, "I wish I would have spent more time with my family."
You know, and it's crazy you say that because we just had a guest on, and so in our town, I was telling you we're about 132 miles south of Chicago, and you familiar with Lovey Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the college at University of Illinois that he was coaching at, that's actually where we're at. And so our one of our main barbershops that was open for like 50 years, man. My uncle was also a barber and he cut there. So the name of the barbershop is Rose and Taylor. Shout out to legendary Rose and Taylor. We were able to interview the last living barber of that first core of barbers that opened that shop up, man. And that's what he said. I was like, do you have any regrets? He's like, I have 2 regrets. And his first regret was not spending enough time with his daughters because he put so much time and energy into building the legacy of the barbershop. And then in return, no one was groomed to take it over, and he ended up selling it, and so he's regretful for that too. But that's real talk, man.
Man,
That's real talk. And he's like he's in his upper 70s, early 80s. So just for him to be able to drop them jewels, at this time, 'cause you don't get an opportunity to talk to a lot of barbers from that era anymore. You know what I mean?
man, if you ever get a chance, I want y'all to do an interview with Mr. Gilbert. He's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Mr. Gilbert is 81 years old. I think he said he's been cutting for 68 years. Oh, man, this man is one of the most beautiful spirits I have ever met in my life. Just talking to him, man, he's a spectacular person, bro. And for anybody, man, if you have clippers and or shears and you just bought them, I just take them over there just to get them sharpened, just to talk to him, because he's a beautiful spirit, man. He's in Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, we're gonna have to get that information from him. I'm definitely,
man, for sure.
Because they
when you talk to me, gonna change your life, man.
Okay.
Yes. See, most people run up behind people because they're trying to see, how can I get celebrity clients? How can I get this? How can I get that? Man, I don't want to. It's cool that they cut those people, and if it come. But I want to talk to the guy that's been doing it for I don't know how long, and I see his longevity, and I see his. I don't want to. I love Michael Jordan is my favorite basketball player all time, right? My favorite basketball player all time. But LeBron James, he's not my favorite basketball player, but I appreciate his art. The way he plays isn't what I like, how I like to see it played, but I can just appreciate the effort, the grind, him working on his craft, him constantly getting better. And people would think that this man, well, when is he gonna exit his prime? When is he gonna? Man, this man's whole life been his prime. That's how I want to be. I want my whole career, my whole life to be my prime. I don't want it to be a certain moment. Like I said, he's not watching him wasn't my favorite. I never said, oh, I want to be like LeBron with the dribble. I never said that. I said it about MJ. Yeah. But when it came down to just seeing somebody operate in their prime, man, that man is nothing but hard work and diligence. And you can't do nothing but respect it. Whether you like this style of play or not, you can't do nothing but respect it. He's a grown man out there. And he's been doing this thing in his prime his whole life.
Yeah. Going hard.
And that's how you got to operate. Stop waiting for that special moment. Stop waiting for that special time to say, well, when I get my money right, I'm going to do this. When I get this, I'm going to do that. Man, you got to go now. Dog, don't you know, I moved to Houston 2 weeks before Hurricane Harvey, right? You can't promote to nobody who just lost their house in a flood. Right. And then 2 weeks after, I ended up meeting Tracy McGrady. I saw this man talking about a storm on TV. Me and my wife sitting in the room. She finds his Twitter handle or his Instagram handle. I inbox him. 30 minutes later, he hit me back like, man, I like the work. Where you at? I told him where I was. He said, it's kind of far. He said, can you come to the house? Yeah, you Tracy McGrady, dog. So I came to the house. I cut this man's hair. Do you know what this dude told me?
What's that?
You're the best.
I don't know what brought you to Houston, but I've been waiting for you for 12 years.
So
he didn't know me. He didn't know me. But the thing was, you got to go with your move. Something greater on the other side is waiting for you. Somebody on the other side is waiting. Something on the other side is waiting for you. If you don't never jump, if you don't never go, bruh, you will never know. But something greater on the other side, and you don't even know. If you're waiting on that opportunity, you're going to lose that opportunity. And then you're going to watch somebody else do it when they get the opportunity. And guess what? You're going to be telling people, man, I could have did that. I just didn't so-and-so off. Man, I should have did. Nah, that can't be me.
Talk that shit, Smash. Woo! That's real.
Can't be me.
That's real talk, man.
I got a question. So our very first guest, we had a brother named Ayo Ace of Fades, and
shout out to Ayo.
So Ayo and my family member / co-host had a discussion on guys that inspired them, and Ayo had a resounding endorsement of how you motivated him from afar on social media. And my guy Ash pretty much co-signed and, on wax, on the air, said that you were his number one barber on social media. And I clipped that and I tagged you. You saw it. You responded. But how does that make you feel when you get your flowers and get to smell them, and you are, and people are telling you how you're inspiring them?
I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I feel like I'm serving my purpose. If you think about it any other way than that, then you can start accepting the wrong energy from it, and it could be where you allow people to put you on top of a mountain, and you feel like you overlooking people, and you have to be humbled again and put your binoculars on and realize that whatever people put you up there, that mountain could crumble, or you can also notice that it's more mountains out there that you got to climb. So I think it's dope. I feel like when I get that, I feel like I'm doing my part. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because I'm able to teach people. But see, leaving Baton Rouge, it was Captain Smash, but when I was walking away from it, when people tell stories about things or how they used to be, how they used to know a person, how they used to kick it when somebody blows up or whatever happens, it becomes legendary talk. Like people always discussing you in their living rooms, in their barbershops, in their wherever they're at. And it just becomes a legend of, whatever you build, it's a legacy, So me leaving Baton Rouge, that's where it all began, but it don't end there. It's still growing, and it's just growing in a different place, but it began there. So it's just like, that's just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was dope when, as they were talking and just how they followed you and we're all past that stage where we're too prideful to give another man his flowers and really just speak on somebody and how they inspired them, how they've inspired you from afar. So I just thought it was
what's crazy? The kid that was speaking, I don't say kid, the young man that was speaking, Hale, I would go through and like people's pictures, whether some people work is good or bad. You just see the constant effort that people are putting out. So sometimes it can motivate a person if you just drop a like on it. Like you built yours up to where people are praising you, man. Go throw the energy out there. You don't know what it's gonna do for somebody. It may motivate somebody like, man, Smash just like my picture. I'm finna go hard. But it made me tune into the kid, and I ended up, the young man, and I ended up just going back looking through his work. I'm like, man, dude, nice, bro. Like, he's nice too. Yeah. But you just don't know the type of people that you have influence on. Like, this dude's gonna be somebody great. I can see it already. And to say that he was influenced by me, man, I want to be the legend that taught the legend. Like, like Bruce Lee or this thing, you heard me?
That's what's up.
I'm gonna be Imp Man.
He's a humble young man, and he grinds, he goes hard, man, and he spoke extremely highly and talked about how long he had been following you. Like he accepted off. I asked him, is his favorite barber, you switched your government name, and I was able to finish it out, right? so we were on the same page, man. So that's great. So tell me this: with all the inspiring that you do, right? Who inspires and what inspires Snap?
Everything and everybody around me. When I was in barber school, I knew the people who worked in there with me, they didn't even know that I was going to be great. In my head, I had to keep telling myself I was going to be great. So even in barber school, when you're around people, you see who play, you see who steal supplies, you see who don't show up, who don't put their stuff down on time. Like, for one, you're on an interview with me, right? You don't even know you're on an interview with me. I'm preparing myself to be somebody's boss. Like, you don't even know that I'm looking for potential candidates that could work with me. But just to be inspired, like it's by everybody. It's by the people who know more than me. I want to learn too. I want to be able to grow too. I want to have insight too. And the people who don't know as much as me, or they don't do things better than me, I either learn how I can show you how to do it better, or I learn how not to do something a certain kind of way. But I'm inspired by everybody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So if you also inspiring minor barbers, younger and older barbers, middle aged barbers, following you, what advice would you give to barbers?
Pay attention. Pay attention and listen. Pay attention to what people are telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen and understand it. That's your whole career.
Okay.
You can do all this different stuff you want to do, right? But if you don't listen, you gotta giving people what they're asking for. And the only way you are who you are is because of the people. If you don't have nobody to cut, then you're not a barber. You just bar. You a piece of paperwork. That's it.
True story. The people make it. It's in so many things, and sometimes we lose sight of that and don't give that respect. That's a hundred. It's not for the people.
It's always the people. It's always gonna be about the people. Because God made these people. God gave you a gift, right? You ain't God's gift to people, but God gave you a gift, and with that gift, you serve your purpose. Your purpose is to enlighten, give insight, and learn as you go, but help others. It's just about making people feel better, spiritually, mentally, physically. Like you making people all the way around feel at their highest. You selling the purest, highest form of confidence, man. And you teaching along the way. So if you say that this young man, Ayo, is humble, right? And he's on the road to being great. He's on the road of greatness. And he's humble. Guess who taught him? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the people,
That's smash.
Yep.
That's smash teachers. Like, why are there more humble giants now? Those are smash teaching.
Yep. Well, smash.
So as they learn, they grow, they teach too because they're humble and they don't have to hide no information. I ain't gotta hide nothing. I can give you everything I know. I'm supposed to leave you empty anyway. I can give you everything that I got, right? And when I give you everything that I got, now you teach people to give you everything they got. It don't matter who delivered the message. Did you get the message?
You're supposed to leave here empty.
You're supposed to leave here empty. If you leave here full, you didn't pour into nobody, so you wasted it.
We done went to church on Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Yeah, like
that's what I was saying earlier, bro. This is a religion to me.
Yeah.
We done went to church on Sunday, yeah. For real.
Already, man.
Wow.
So you got brothers and sisters? How many siblings you got? I'm intrigued. Like, what was your upbringing like?
Me, my mom, and my baby brother, and I have another brother through my dad. So, but me and my little brother are the only ones that grew up together with my mom. But just making it, learning to never quit, learning to, if it's bad, it can always be worse. If it's good, it can always be better.
And that was instilled from both parents, or just your surroundings, the OGs person.
Just everybody, man. I see people's situations and I know how it could have been avoided. I learned from watching. I learned how to stand up and go get it, watching my mama do it, taking care of two boys. I learned how to be stern in my ways from watching my dad and learning how to be able to cut off people that don't treat you right. Or, I just did a lot of things. I didn't grow up in a house with my dad, but we built a bond when I was about 17 or 18. We got a chance to get real close again because we moved back to Louisiana when I was a teenager. And we got a chance to start building our bond, especially after I moved out from my mom's house. The summer of my sophomore year, bruh. And I started driving down to the country back to Bogalusa from Baton Rouge to go see my papa. We just built our own relationship, and we started having our way of how we talk. And just from everybody, I've just been learning. I'm a student to everybody, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I got family in Mississippi, and they exude that. They exude what you exude, and I'm a northerner, and I kind of feel like when I talk to people like yourself, I just missed out. I think being an only child, no siblings, and growing up in the north, it was just I'm no, I'm sorry. Go
Your
ahead.
mother's been good. I mean, I have a little brother, the one that grew up with me. Boy, talking about going up somebody's head, and you got to make sure that when you bust them up, you don't hit them in the head because your mama gonna know.
Right.
Yeah, he's a barber now too, though. He just got his barber's license this year.
Really?
Yep, he's doing his thing, man. He's getting better too. He's growing in it. We two completely different people, but he's doing it, and it's been making so many positive changes in his life, and for him and his son, and it's been wonderful to see. I could care less if he did better or worse. I mean, did better than me or did the same as me. I know I'm gonna be able to carry my own weight, but just to see him doing his thing, it makes me feel good. So he could actually grow in it and become better one day, or whatever the case may be. It wouldn't even bother me because I'm able to do my thing my way, and I'm not bothered by anybody else's success. I love it. It feels good. It feels good to shake hands with people who you can relate your problems to, and they can be like, "Man, I know I had to deal with this and the other." You're like, "Damn, whew, I thought I was the only one." That just feels good to be able to share those moments with people who understand.
Right.
Not about how much you make. Anyway, it's about how much you can keep.
Right. No doubt. For real. So where does your brother cut it?
He's in Baton Rouge. He's at my other shop in Baton Rouge.
Okay. That's what's up.
How good does it feel when you have a son, when you have a brother, and you can just say, "This is what you need to do. I got somewhere where you can, set up your shop and get money. I've provided that for you." Like, I mean, that has to be an awesome feeling. When your people ready to, do right and you can provide that. They don't have to apply or go talk to somebody else.
I think it's cool. I think it's still in your purpose. That gift made room for you to serve in your purpose, and you were able to. Because it's still not mine. Like it's God did that, Like it's just the whole thing is still you just been able to serve your purpose. It's not me being able to open up the doors for them. Like it feels good to think about it like that, but it's still just not me. It's me serving the purpose, serving in that purpose, and opening up doors for more people to come through.
I might know the answer to this, but do you think he feels a greater responsibility because he's your brother and
I think he's motivated by me, but I think Ray should just do what he's gonna do. He's in his own. He's in his own world. I'm just happy this dude is not in trouble and he is just working hard. Like I don't think he think about it. I think he's just, man, my brother is the best. So I'm gonna do my thing too. I'm gonna show I'm the best. That's my little bro, man. I love him to death.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Congratulations to being able to, be able to provide those opportunities when people dream about things. You know what I mean?
And you have to look at it from you can either be the glasses half full or half empty. But I used to pout when we had it's time to pay bills, and my wife would be like, "We have to do this and those," and I'm like, "Damn!" And she'd be like, "You mad? Like you mad that you have to pay the bill?" I'm like, "Well, it's just time." And I'm like, "Oh, should you be thankful that you are able to be like you blessed, you're able to take care of these things?" I'm like, "Damn, why you gotta be so positive all the time?" Like, it's molded me. It's helped mold me, man, in a lot of ways. So when you see me on this stage, bro, you see this positive, just know that a lot of that is my wife. She has really changed me, man.
Nice.
Man, that's the truth, bro.
That's beautiful, man. The women are always the rock. You know what I mean?
Man, I want to be mad, and she like, but why, God? You know, and if I couldn't get to this place on time, I couldn't get to that place on time. I can't get this the way it's supposed. Like, no. So why? But why are you mad? Because God might have made it to where you wasn't supposed to go at that moment because it could have been an accident that was about to happen. You could have been in that accident. And I'm like, bro, why are you so positive? I know.
You put a whole other spin on it.
Yep. But it helped my outlook as far as with my business and everything else. I'm like, it could always be better, but it could always be worse.
Well, I'd love to do this again, and I tell you where I would like to take it if we were able to be able to do this again with you. Business, you know, I think with barbers, you know, it's just easy to get caught up into collecting, you know, cash payments, cash app, and not.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what helps with that cash stuff. Don't count your money, and this is for all the barbers listening. Do not count your money before you leave the shop. OT told me that a long time ago. His name is Donald Emery. He's a barber in Baton Rouge. He goes by Presidential Grooming. He was one of the OGs when I was a young buck, before I even had my license, and I was just chopping in the shop. He told me, never count my money before I leave the shop. And by him telling me that, he was like, because if you do, you become a slave to your chair. You start thinking that you might have $280 in your pocket, and you told yourself on your principles that I'm going to leave at 8 o'clock. But you step outside your principles for money. Because you're thinking, you know, if I just take one more person, that's another $20, so I have $300 instead of $280. And then when that person comes, they tip you, say $50 more, and you're like, damn, if I stay a little bit longer, like, nah, man, that's just don't count your money before you leave. And it actually is going to help. It helps the savage in you, because inside of you create this ground. Like, you know what? I ain't going to count my money before I leave. When I get home, whatever, if I didn't make enough, I know that I got to go harder tomorrow, right? So me knowing I got to go harder tomorrow, I'm not going to bring no money that I made yesterday. So every day that I was starting the shop, I'm going to always be the hungriest individual in the room, because I'm not going to bring any money to pay for anything before I even get my day started. I had to make sure that I went to work hungry, so I had to go find my food. That's how they used to do back where we from anyway, right? You had to go hunt. You had to go get it. You didn't heat up chicken in the microwave and go out there and go try to find more chicken. You had to go kill that chicken. So I had to find a way to remain the hungriest individual in the room and always outwork anything in my element. And my element is everything that I see, everything that I survey. That's why I wear that crown above my eye. That tattoo crown I have above my eye. It's because of everything that I survey is mine. It's a part of my kingdom. Everything that I want, everything that I survey is mine. I'm in complete control of my environment just by knowing I just have to do my thing the way I'm supposed to do it, the way I feel in my soul and my spirit I'm supposed to do it, and do it the right way. And I ain't got to worry about going up against nobody else, because I'm constantly trying to defeat myself. Yep.
So for me, I know we got to get to that New Orleans Saints game. I got the one question. But for me, I have one question. So with Smash, with, you know, all the business, with hair, all the grind. And I know it keeps you extremely busy, locked in. You're trying to, you know, put those notches on your belt and keep moving. But outside of barbering, what does Smash like to do outside of barbering? You know, when it's time to kind of let your hair down and move away from the grind. What is it that you enjoy?
Being at home with my family, or either traveling, if not traveling, being at home with my family and watching my kids grow. Chilling with them, making sure I don't get too old on them too fast, man, because they growing too fast. I think I had them too early. So I'm watching them grow. Like when I turn 40, my youngest one is gonna be 17.
Yeah.
So like, right? You see what I'm saying? So I moved. A lot of pressure was put on me at an early age, but it made me be like a lot of my friends that I graduated with in '05.
Mm-hmm.
They just now having kids. So like I got kids getting ready to go to college now. I have a 23-year-old, 16-year-old, 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
Bro, I know it all too well.
Yeah.
in my community, you know, smaller area, so it's kind of the joke. Like you, man. I have 6 kids. My oldest, I'm 44. My oldest is 27.
See?
Then I got a 26. Then I got a 26. They're the same age for a day, right? Those are the ones whose birthdays are September 21st and 22nd. So the oldest is my stepson, but I've been in his life since he was 2.5. So you feed him long enough, you feed him long enough, they start to look like him. So then I have the 23-year-old, and I have 21-year-old, and an 18-year-old. So people look at me like,
hey, hey, well, when people want to know what motivates you, what makes you get up every day, do you know how hard it is to feed all those mouths, man? You don't have time to fail. Like you don't have time to let go and just say I can't do it. You got to go. You got to work.
Man, failure is not an option
at all.
Failure is
at all. As a matter of fact, in anything that you do, even in business, you have to imagine yourself failing before you even. You have to imagine yourself failing and how you're gonna shake back from that failure before you even fail in the first place. Just so you already have a game plan or strategy for how you're gonna approach it the other way. Because all you're doing is learning how not to fail again. Yep.
And this has been amazing. Again, man, we just thank you. You have a large platform. Some people are not as approachable. You didn't have to do this, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Nah, bro, it wasn't. I didn't have to do this. I had to do this. People have to get it. People had that purpose, bro.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it, Smash. Yeah.
For sure.
And you are welcome anytime, man. And keep following you, keep getting those views, man. Like I told you, I'm gonna lock in with you with the mentorship and hit people. I have some training that I'm doing just to pick your brain and seek that knowledge. Man. So greatly appreciate it.
For sure, man. It was a pleasure talking to y'all.
Likewise.
Hey, smash the world or die trying, man.
Absolutely. No doubt.
The Smash the Legend.
Yes,
That's
absolutely
on IG. Very active. The work is on display. The business is on display. Smash, it was a pleasure.
And as you say that, before we end it, Smash, can you just tell the listeners where they can get your products, where you cut at it? Anybody's ever in Houston? I told you the story last week. A client of mine, was going to Houston, tried to get in last minute, and unfortunately couldn't get in. So when he came back, he got his haircut. He said, man, I said, man, that's my favorite barber. Now I'm telling my clients, like, I got a top 5, that's my number 1. He was like, man, dude, cold. And I'm like, yeah, I've been following him for a minute. I said, man, I was there, man, and looked and seen where the shop was in proximity to where I was. And, and try to set up, but I figured, he was probably booked up because it was the last minute. So, it's a lot of people that follow you, man. So we just want to, if somebody's in Houston and want to book it, they're looking for, those products, man. Where can, they find them?
You can visit thelegend.com. That's THALEGEND.com. And go to the store and purchase whatever you're looking for. or you can go to Bennett's Beauty Supply on Westheimer. You can go to TLC Beauty Supply on Westheimer, or you can go to Brachet's Beauty Supply on South Gessner.
What's up? There you have
Growing,
it.
man. Growing.
There you have it. From Smash to Legend himself. Again, man, we greatly appreciate it, man. We're going to wrap up. If you got a quick second, I know you got to get to this game. But if you could just hold the line for just a couple seconds as we wrap up.
No problem.
Okay, my buddy from every guest, he gets a drop, for each guest that we have. So we're gonna wrap it up again. Smash the Barber. I cut my way out podcast. We enjoyed the interview. We love to do this again.
I greatly appreciate cutting my weight. Greatly appreciate cutting my way up podcast for even having me on here, man.
Absolutely.
No, you know I rock with y'all when the Saints game is on, man.
Absolutely.
You know I rock with you, bro. You know I rock with you. Hey, man, keep doing what y'all doing too, man.
Appreciate it, man. We're gonna wrap it up, man. So just hold the line just for a second.